I'm okay. Apparently,
Thanks for coming.
no worries. Apparently, Mr. Guzman popped up, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna roll it to Monday
That's fine.
for you to get in here to talk to him, you know?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, no worries. I mean, he's kind of in a bit of a pickle since I think he was on a defer in our court, and
Yeah.
he picked up those two new cases.
So let me see.
I'm assuming you're probably going to revoke.
Right. So you know what the thing, John, is that we had so many issues with him. So with our case, he picked up an unlawful carrying. The bond is at 5,003 because he kept taking off, gets the DWI, and then he gets on a deferred on the DWI, and then as soon as he gets on the deferred, he absconds. And then now, as of 2/13, yesterday, he picked up a less than a gram and an unlawful carrying of a weapon.
Correct.
So my guess is that he was probably driving. Is that right?
I don't know, Judge.
I'm going to find out. Guzman.
Guzman? Yes, Judge.
To jail. He's in custody.
Yes, Judge. I'll pull him up right now.
Not only that, he was not supposed to even be driving. Did he sign a no driving affidavit as part of his?
Yes, I have a no driving.
He's not supposed to even be driving. Let's see if he was. Do you mind bringing Mr. Guzman out?
So, Judge, it says yes, on February 11th.
Hold on.
Yes,
Just wait for him to come out.
yes, Judge.
Yeah, I'd like to show it. Good morning, Mr. Guzman.
Morning.
How's jail?
Always. Oh,
You're here with your lawyer. Your lawyer's on Zoom. I don't know, the TV's not working, but he's here with you. We have appointed Mr. Duong to represent you. You are on probation in this court for driving while intoxicated. Can you just put that right there in front of him, please? Right there. You recognize that?
yeah.
Okay. We're going to do probable cause. I'd like to know what happened on your phone. So what happened is you're on deferred in this court for the DWI. You picked up a felony possession of a controlled substance. You also picked up an unlawful carrying of a weapon. I have no idea what happened on those cases, so I'm like to hear what happened.
Yes, Judge. On February 11th, 2024, the officer observed a silver Chevy Silverado traveling on the 2400 block of Little York Road in Houston. The officer ran the vehicle and it returned as a white Chevy pickup truck. And the officer knew that the truck in front of him was not white in color. Therefore, the officer initiated a traffic stop. The defendant immediately opened the door and attempted to get out. A high-risk stop was initiated and the defendant complied with instructions. The defendant was detained and the officer observed an NL sticker on the vehicle, which the officer knows stands for Mexican State of Nuevo Leon. The officer observed in plain view a glass pipe connected to a plastic bottle from which training experience known to be consistent with drug paraphernalia. The officer located a clear crystal-like substance consistent with meth, and another officer located a handgun behind the passenger seat.
I'm sorry, you picked up with us the unlawful carrying of a weapon. I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. So, John, it looks like felony court is set for the 17th. Do you want to set it perhaps for the day after to see what happens up there?
Sounds good to me, Judge. And then Mr. Guzman, I'll come by the jail to talk to you further. Okay?
Okay.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond on both cases not to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. And they gave you a PR bond on your gun case. I don't know if that was a smart move. You've not made bond on the DWI as it is, so I don't know. We'll see about the PR bond, but do not drive. I don't know if you're going to get out or not. If you do, you will get a GPS monitor because you are a flight risk. I find by clear and convincing evidence that you are a flight risk. As a result, you will get a GPS monitor, and I'm also going to give you a curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Do you understand? You are not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, you will go back in.
I haven't. Want to drink this?
Well, I can't while you're in jail.
Okay.
But if you do get out, trust me, Mr. Guzman, you will be tested frequently.
Okay, that's fine with me. I haven't been using drugs.
So what I'd like to do also is do a TRAS to see where we go from here. You know, quite frankly, I don't know where we go from here. You're on probation in this court, and I don't know, because what we typically do is we do evaluations to see, because I have clinician on staff to see how we go forward. I know you tell me what it's like little bunnies jumping in the woods. But the fact remains is that you've picked up a new case. You've absconded on our case. We had issues with that. Now we've got issues here of what happened with these cases. So we will have you evaluated to see how we go forward. And I don't know, they may say residential treatment. They may say outpatient treatment. I have no idea. But that's why I have clinicians on staff, because they are better. They have the tools to tell me how to go forward, because Mr. Guzman, I just don't know you.
I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff and get over with. I don't want to be up in here as much as you want to see me up in here.
So if you don't mind setting him up for a TRAS, and then we'll go from there. So John,
The reset date was 3/17, Judge?
no, he's set for February 17th. So next
Okay, I got you. So he's going to
on Monday, he's set for felony court. So I guess we'll do, the next day, and we'll figure out where we go. Huh?
Yeah, I'll have to zoom in, Judge, because I'm out for the rest of next week.
Okay. Yeah, no issue. No problem. That's where we have it. Okay.
So the 18th?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, Judge. Thanks. All right, Guzman, I'll talk to you.
So do you mind those conditions, please? And we'll have him sign it. All right.
All
Good
right,
luck.
thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend. May I have excuse?
You too, man. Happy Valentine's Day.
You too.
You are Diego Camacho.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Camacho, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 7th, 2025, officers were dispatched to Hardy Road in Harris County, Texas, in regard to a minor crash, failure to stop and give information call. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who was also in police uniform. The complainant stated he was driving on the freeway when another vehicle got into his lane and cut him off to make the exit. The defendant got over and hit the front right panel of his truck with the back driver's side of the defendant's vehicle. The complainant followed the defendant, who had his hazards on, but defendant did not pull over. The complainant continued to follow the defendant's vehicle until the 911 operator told him to stop following. The complainant gave a description of the defendant's vehicle and a license plate number to the dispatcher. The complainant pulled over and waited for the officers to make a report with an estimated damage of $2,000. The officers ran the license plate and found the vehicle registered to an address on Skinner Road, and the officers traveled to the location and met with the defendant and his father. The officers were given consent to enter the property, look at the vehicle, and observe damage. The defendant stated he was crossing the lane to get over because there was an opening and that the truck accelerated and hit him. The defendant stated the complainant already hit him and was close behind him, so he kept going. The defendant stated he turned down his street and the complainant kept going. The defendant's address is approximately 7 miles from where the accident occurred.
Okay.
So, Judge, if I may, this only stopped following him or he had his hazards because he was told on the 911 call. And also, I see on the summary that when they run his license plates license plate GS9711 is missing a letter. License plates are usually 3 letters, 3 and 3 numbers. So I'm not sure how running the license plates will go to his house. And additionally, if the correct license plates were also run, then it would actually show that he's not the owner of the vehicle. So I'm not sure how they were able to get.
Well, somehow they got to the house, right?
Yes, Judge. They ran it and they got to and they went there and met with the defendant.
And then he states that he was driving, right? And the collision occurred, and then he took off. I don't know, your license plate, I have no idea. I mean, did they have the full license plate or did they not?
At this time, I don't know. The DIMS just states, as counsel said, just GS9711. So I don't know in the full offense report if it says the full license plate number, but either way, they ran a license plate and they returned.
Somehow they were able to get it to him. I don't know. I mean, if you discover something later that's different, come back and we can revisit probable cause. I'm happy to do it at any time.
And so the reason I say that is because I have the tags for that vehicle, and that's not the license plates that we had on the summary. And that's
I mean, really, we'd have to set it for a formal hearing.
Okay, Judge.
Because I have to give them time to be able to respond to that as well, because that's more, I mean, this is just a mere probable cause hearing.
Your Honor, in the is the complete license plate. It's the RSG and it continues on. So
you're saying it was in the DIMS?
in the DIMS, it was missing a letter, but in the full OR, they have the complete license number.
Pull the 911 tapes, see what the 911 tape
We'll wait
says,
for
right?
that,
It may
Judge.
be different, maybe they'll have the whole thing on the 911 tape,
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Camacho, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you run his license? So he has a valid license.
Correct, Your Honor.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That is a condition of your bond. So if I find that you're driving and you don't have a license or you don't have insurance, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'll put you in jail. No more PR bonds.
Eligible, Your Honor.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you have a lawyer. Good job having a lawyer because you do. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. You don't have to come back to court. She'll let you know when you have to come back to court. All right? All right, I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. All right? Thanks. Yes, ma'am.
Also, Judge, yesterday I filed a release instructions on Musgrove.
I signed it.
Oh, you signed it? Okay, I just wanted to let you know, I filed the jail release instructions because I spoke with Brad Morris and he said, once you sign the jail release instructions, he would dismiss it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That was on who?
That was on Musgrove.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was on docket yesterday.
Morning, Mr. Benjamin. You were charged with driving while your license is suspended. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
It's Judge. On February 3rd, 2025, at 11:40 a.m., the officer ran a license plate search on a vehicle and found the vehicle to have expired registration. A traffic stop was then initiated. The officer notified the defendant for the reason of the stop and asked for the defendant's driver's license. The defendant provided a Texas ID that did not belong to him, and the officer asked for a name and date of birth. A search of the information provided showed the defendant's driver's license to be ineligible, and the vehicle also did not have valid insurance. And the officer did a person search on the defendant and found the defendant had a bond condition for an ignition interlock device, and that the device did not have the interlock. The vehicle is registered to the defendant.
Johnson?
Let's go through your stuff. And I'm just from 2009. DWI, possession of a controlled substance, robbery, theft, possession of a controlled substance, felony theft. Here's my concern. 2018, DWI second. 2019, DWI second. 2019, possession of a controlled substance. Further in the year, DWI second, possession of a controlled substance, and now another DWI, and now driving on a suspended. I don't know if you watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision in our county. Every single day. Watch the news. It's really unfortunate when a button on a phone and $30 on an Uber will get you to anywhere you want to go in this damn county. Don't matter where you want to go. It's a geographical oddity. It's so easy to just hit one button. I don't know what we need to get through to you, Mr. Benjamin, but I don't know if you're going to bond out. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. And I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. Every single time you get behind the wheel, you can be facing 6 months in jail and up to 6 months in jail and or a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do not drive. It's really scary what happens every single day in our county, and it's so tragic. Don't drive. This is the promise that you're going to make to me. All I'm begging you to do is please don't kill someone. You're being held at no bond on your DWI third upstairs as it is. And I don't know. Right now, they gave you a PR bond in this case, and I don't know if that's appropriate because you scare me. You just, according to this, I find by clear and convincing evidence that you just refuse to comply with bond conditions. So I don't know if I'm going to give him a PR bond. He's driving a car here. He's supposed to have an interlock. He doesn't have one. And so I don't know. So for now, I'm going to have you sign the affidavit. It is a part of your bond condition. Don't be a danger to my county. Otherwise, I will make your bond very, very high. Do you understand? Get a clue, Mr. Benjamin. It's not hard. Come on.